my loves, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Welcome if you guys are new. It's my favorite time of the month. Today we're going to be picking our March TBR. I say this every single month, but how we're in March already is absolutely crazy. I have added a few more prompts, as you can see, to our TBR jar. That is what we're going to be using today. I've been really enjoying using my TBR jar to pick prompts. It's really fun because I add the prompts and then I forget what the prompts are. It just makes it a whole lot funner. Added a few more because it was looking a little low already. I actually have a really hard time coming up with prompts. So if you have any ideas, please leave them in the description below. In the description, no, leave them in the comment section below. I use Pinterest for a lot of my prompts, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, today we're gonna be picking probably, let's do 5 prompts, I think, unless they're all ridiculously short books. But last month I did not do great on my TBR, and that was 6 books. I did okay, but not amazing. So I think we're gonna stick to 5 prompts for this month's TBR. Keep it a little bit easier. I wanna get really good at finishing my TBRs every month, or at least getting close to finishing them. I don't really mind if there's one book that I don't read, but yeah, ideally I would love to finish them. And also I start uni this month again. Well, my last year, but it does mean I will be a little bit more busy. So I feel like 5 prompts is a little bit more realistic. Anyway, also another book that is already on the TBR for the month is A Stage Set for Villains. If you guys don't know, I have a podcast with Bestie Jamie. When this video comes out, I think it'll have been announced for a few days now, but we have launched a Patreon book club over on our podcast. So basically every month me and Jamie will be reading a book with you guys. There are different tiers, accessibility for everyone, and we get to read a book together, chat about it together, and then do a live stream talking about it together. This month's book, as I said, is A Stage Set for Villains, but usually we'll all be voting on the book together. It's just because this was the first month we were we'll just get things started, and we have both been seeing so many good things on that book. Very excited to read that one along with you guys. I'll leave the link in my bio in case you want to check it out, or you can just head over to our podcast. I'm sure there'll be more information there. But yeah, anyway, with all that announcements being said, let's get into picking our first reads. So, the Satisfying Pop. I love this little jar. Let's pick our first read. I'm just gonna look away or close my eyes. Oh, we got 3. Our first read is a Kindle Unlimited or library book. Oh, this is actually such a good, I added this the other day because I was you know what? I need to use my subscription more. I need to actually use my library subscription and not my subscription, that's free, my Kindle Unlimited account, because I pay for it every month and I read 1 book a month. And yeah, I'm technically getting my money's worth, but I want to read more. So let me grab my iPad and we'll have a look. Just a little PSA, you can get the Kindle app on your iPad. I don't know how many people know that because I feel like I told a few people recently and they didn't know. So in case you didn't know, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes the Kindle subscription recommendations are not great. A lot of the books that I really want to read are not on Kindle Unlimited, which is kind of annoying. I'm actually do I keep this subscription? I don't know. It's now and then that a book will come out that I really want to read. I'll be yes, it's on Kindle Unlimited, but then you get through everything. We can always do a thriller. We know I love thrillers. I actually just got Beautiful Ugly from the library, so if I wanted to choose that, I could. This is by Alice Feeney. I've seen very mixed reviews about this one. I don't even know what it's about. Author Grady Green is having the worst day of his life. Grady? I've never heard of that name before. Grady calls his wife as she's driving home to share some exciting news. He hears Abby slam on the brakes, get out of the car, then nothing. When he eventually finds her car by the edge of a cliff, the headlights are on, the door is open, and her phone is still there. But his wife has disappeared. A year later, Grady's still overcome with grief and desperate to know what happened to Abby. He can't sleep, he can't write, so he travels to a tiny Scottish island to try and get his wife back on track. To try and get his life back on track. Then he sees the impossible, a woman who looks exactly like his missing wife. That sounds really fun. I have been wanting to read some more Alice Feeney. I've read quite a few of her books. Well, a few, not quite a few. Rock, Paper, Scissors is my favorite by far. I feel like her books though have been really hit or miss for me. Some I've really enjoyed, some not so much. Inspired by your browsing history, guys, these are all not on Kindle Unlimited. I would rather try and do a Kindle Unlimited than a library just because I want to try and get my money's worth, at least a few. That would be really great, to be honest. Another option actually, oh, this might be a good option, is I believe Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Oh my God. Did it just get taken off Kindle Unlimited? It did. I'm starting to think that there's no point in me having this subscription. I was so excited by that thought. I was yes, I have something. Why are there 5 different versions of Wuthering Heights? I'm really confused, guys. This is not going well. So far, the Beautiful Ugly is the only thing that is getting me interested. Guys, you have no idea how happy I was when I saw that this was on Kindle Unlimited. I do think I need to like really evaluate whether I need this subscription or not. Recursion by Blake Crouch, a sci-fi book actually, but it is pitched to me that if you like Inception, you will like this. I have been warned that you need to look up trigger warnings. I have done that. I always get iffy reading sci-fi synopsis because like, I don't want it spoiled, but I guess I'll give it a little bit. What if somebody could rewrite your entire life? My son has been erased. Those are the last words the woman tells Barry Sutton before she leaps from the Manhattan rooftop. Okay, there's the trigger warnings. Deeply unnerved, Barry begins to investigate her death, only to learn that it wasn't an isolated case. Across the country, people are waking up to lives different from the ones that they fell asleep to. Are they suffering from false memory syndrome, a mysterious new disease that afflicts people with vivid memories of a life they never lived? Or is there something far more sinister behind the fracturing of reality all around him? We're just gonna do that. That sounds really ridiculously interesting. Okay, I think we've got to add Recursion to the TBR. I'm gonna download it. So as I said, a sci-fi, that's a great first book for our TBR. Okay, I feel like that took a long time for me. Like I paused the camera for a while to find something. I hate that when Kindle Unlimited, they like take books off and put books on all the time. It's really confusing. Okay, our next prompt is a book mail book. Now this is very specific to me. I obviously get sent books by publishers. So I have a few books that I've never heard of before and they just get sent to me and arrive on my doorstep and I'm so incredibly grateful for them. I actually have gotten a few in the past month. So let's go through them. One I'm gonna save for a different prompt because I feel like I can use that for a different prompt and it's like a get out of, I don't know. I wanna try and do a new author to me from book mail. Okay, this is why I wanted to do a new author because I have 3 new books on my TBR that I haven't heard of before. Okay, this first one, The Shattered Spurs, I think it's called, by Cassidy L. Slater. It was sent to me by Bloomsbury. It publishes in March 2026. I'm not exactly sure what date. I believe this is a YA novel. No idea what this one's about, but it says, entombed beneath a tooth-filled sky, the world rots. Those yet to succumb to the curse of decay inhabit the Four Spires Castle, a home to arcanists from across 4 magical disciplines: blood, bone, stone, and botany. That's a fun little group. The castle is thrown into chaos when the ruler of the Four Spires is assassinated. To crown a new ruler, the arcanists and their human familiars are forced to kill or be killed in the slaughter, a bloody fight for succession to the top of the 5th tower. Familiars, both servants and sources of power to arcanists, are forbidden from even speaking. For them, the slaughter means certain death. Oh dear. When Nixie, a botanical familiar, learns that her fate can be avoided and the rotting curse of the Four Spires lifted, she'll stop at nothing to save herself, but she must work with the familiars from across the rival disciplines. Not easy when one of them is her bone witch ex-girlfriend, Tarot, to find 4 magical curse keys and climb the deadly 5th tower. Wow, there is so much going on in that synopsis, to be honest. It sounds really fun. This is one of 4 proof covers. That's really cool. So there's different covers for these proofs. Oh, it's got like little drawings and stuff in it for all of our different characters. That's really cool. So this is Nixie. That's really cool. Oh my gosh, we have so many incredible illustrations in this. Well, this sounds intense. It sounds fun, sounds different. Another book I got sent is The Last Starborn Steer by Venetia Constantine. That is an insane name. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Okay, oh my gosh. I see one word and instantly I'm like drawn to this. A Tolkien-esque. A Tolkien-esque. That's a wonderful word. Journey through a gorgeous, shimmering world. Leilani Stellanaron is cursed. The last of a ruined bloodline, she is shunned for her volatile starborn magic, which grants her prophetic vision, but is slowly corrupting her mind. Leilani is blamed for the sickening, a wasting curse that fractured the realms of I hate pronouncing fantasy world names. They're so hard for me. The realms of Arcalia and plunged them into war. When her dying mother's health deteriorates and a forced marriage threatens her future, Leilani seizes the chance to reclaim her fate. A prophecy speaks of an ancient relic that could end the sickening and she's determined to find it. These are kind of giving me similar vibes to each other, but this one has like a trials type thing. This also sounds really cool. I'm just really addicted to that cover. That is a stunning cover. That also sounds really cool. Again, I think it's a YA. This one I also got sent by HarperCollins. This actually came out in February, assuming towards the end of February, because I only got it like last week. But this is Cleopatra by Sarah L. Arifi. The little art cover says, "You know my name, but you do not know me." I'm not really sure what this is about either, to be honest. Your historians call me a seductress, but I was ever in love's thrall. Your playwrights speak of witchcraft, but my talents come from the gods themselves. Your poets sing of my bloodlust, but I was always protecting my children. How willfully they refused to concede that a woman could be powerful, strategic, divinely based on rule. Death will silence me no longer. This is the story of how I died, but how I lived. So I guess it's just a reimagining of Cleopatra's life. You know I love an ancient mythology inspired kind of thing. Obviously this isn't mythology, like Cleopatra was a person, but we do have that kind of vibe. I don't know, this one really isn't telling me much, so it's hard for me to go off this. Why am I so indecisive today? So we have a YA trials, a lot going on, a YA curse, another curse, a Cleopatra retelling. Kind of getting drawn to this one just because it's so outlandish and there's so much going on. I think I'm gonna go with this one because it sounds like fun and entertaining and I've been craving that recently. So we're gonna put these shattered spears on our spires on our TBR for the month. This will be our second book, I think, but those are both really good options. Prompt number 2, I wanna get one from the bottom. It's a little one. A book released this year. Okay, so literally either of those could be options, but I do have more, believe it or not. Okay, I fear this will not be much of a competition, but I really want to get this one as well, but like there's one book that I'm really itching to pick up. So this one is The Graceless Heart. I talked about this in last month's video. It's an ancient Italian inspired fantasy book. My words are not working today. This one is again a trials aspect. We are following our protagonist Ravenna. She is a sculptress, always shaped beauty from stone, but she has a terrible secret. We don't know what that is. Desperate to save her brother, she enters a competition hosted by Florence's most feared immortal family. Failure basically means certain death. But I think as she starts to go into this competition, she starts to realize there is a lot more danger and threats that lies beyond Florence's wall. There is also a war going on in the background. There's a lot going on, but I'm really curious about this and I haven't seen anyone talk about it. So really good option, but one that I've been really itching to read is Starside by Alex Astor. Now this comes out at the very end of March. I was so fortunate to receive an early copy of this one. So Alex Astor also wrote the Lightlark series, I'm sure you know. This is a beautiful arc. First of all, this is like, it's 3D guys, so cool. Beautiful sprayed edges, like metallic, that's what the back looks like. This sounds like a really interesting world. Now the Lightlark series, my experience with the Lightlark series, I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. It was the love triangle that put me off it. I actually liked the world and I didn't mind Alex Astor's writing. So this is her first adult romance, set in an entirely new world where swords wield magic and power is not inherited but claimed. So basically it says 100 years ago or hundreds of years ago, a brutal war split the land in two. Starside is the realm of magic and immortals, descendant of the gods living in power-rich paradise. Stormside is where mortals fight for scraps of that magic. Every 50 years the gates between them open and 50 challengers are allowed to journey across Starside into a deadly quest to access the pool of magic that can heal, grant wealth, or extend life. Everyone has their reasons for entering, but Aris has only one: vengeance. As a child, a goddess set fire to her village, killing her family. Aris isn't after the gods' magic, she is going to kill them. Clearly, trials is a big theme in fantasy at the moment because like all of these last books I've talked about have a sense of trials, which I'm not complaining, I love, but it is sometimes hard to do them right. Clearly, Alex Astor loves a good trials element. I think I'm gonna have to go with this one just because I'm so curious about this and I would really love to read it in March and get my opinion out to you guys before it releases to let you know if it's worth it, what I think of it. And it's her first adult fantasy, so I'll be interested to see what that's like compared to her YA fantasies. This woman does not stop. She has so many books coming out left, right, and center, honestly. Also, the idea of like swords wielding magic is kind of cool. Like I'm kind of here for it. So I think we'll put this one on the TBR as our third book. Fourth prompt. Okay, I've got my eye on one. I don't know what it is. I just like decided that this is the one I want. Sky or stars on the cover. I was about to say that would have been the perfect prompt for Starside, but there actually are no stars on that cover. It just says it. Okay, I found one other book I think that matches this prompt. Obviously the one we talked about earlier, The Last Starborn Steer, also has stars like glittery all over the cover, so that could be a really good option. This one, Air of Storms, I have had on my TBR for a while now. This is actually an arc. I got sent it in like June last year. I try and prioritize my arcs so much, like I really do. It's just usually a lot of books release around the same time in a month, and so I will kind of have nothing for like a few months, and then I will have a bunch of books sent to me, which is what's just happened at the end of February. I'll just have a bunch of books sent to me at the same time, and it's really hard to get through them all. Also, other releases that like I won't get sent to me that I'll be trying to read. So that's just kind of how it happens. I feel like they always released at a very similar time. But this is a YA book. It says, I am the girl who wove the storm that shook the world. I haven't seen anyone talk about this one. Can you hear that crow? I don't know if you can, but it's very loud. Sorry about that. An epic YA romantasy in the style of Twin Crowns and early Sarah J Maas with a touch of the Hunger Games. When Blaze came into the world, she almost drowned it. Blaze, a rain singer, is born into the most powerful fire-welding families in the Empire. Her birth summoned a devastating storm that resulted in deaths of thousands, and she spent her life as an outsider. When Blaze and her twin brother Flint are selected to compete. Oh my gosh, we have another trials aspect. That's really funny. Are selected to compete in the choosing right, the trials which decide the future of the rulers of the empire should suddenly thrust into the limelight and into battle. Yet another trial trope. This one doesn't have a trial trope, so I'm kind of thinking I might go for this one just because I will try and get to this one eventually. I haven't heard anything about it though, so if you guys have read it, please let me know. But I feel like I want to go with this one just because I already have 2 trials books on my TBR. I don't think we need another trials book unless I get the Graceless Heart. Then we've got 3 trials books on the TBR. This is looking like a crazy TBR so far. But I think we're gonna go with this one. I think this one will be nice. A new author to me, Tolkien-esque inspired world. Like, are you kidding me? Literally try and convince Freya to read a book. Just put the word Tolkien in there. If it's anything like Tolkien, I will be reading it. Okay, that means we have one last prompt to pick. Let's do this one. I just go off vibes, guys. A Reese Witherspoon book club pick. Damn it, that means we're not getting The Graceless Heart. I really want to read that book. I'm gonna try and read it. Okay, a Reese Witherspoon book club pick. This is fun though, because it definitely gives me range. Like, I can pick something that isn't a fantasy trials. And I honestly feel like we need something that's gonna break up this month a little bit, because that's a lot. If you didn't know, Reese literally has a homepage for this, so I'm just gonna go onto her book club page and we're gonna have a little look. See, we love Reese. I've actually read a few of her books that I've really liked. So January's pick was The First Time I Saw Him by Laura Dave. Now, I read another Laura Dave book last month. I don't think we'll be reading that again. The other one is In Her Defense. Okay, let's see what this is about. Everyone is watching. Only one person knows the truth. The whole country has been riveted by the trial. A beloved TV star and national treasure, Anna Finbaugh, standing in court accusing her daughter's therapist, Jean Guest, of brainwashing her daughter, Mary, for her own financial gain. Jean insists Mary's traumatic memories arise from her upbringing and her time studying at prestigious art school in Rome, wounds only Jean's therapy can heal. But as the trial unfolds, it's Augusta, or Gus Bird, Anna's former employee, a seemingly insignificant bystander, a nobody, who holds the key to unraveling the tangled web of lies. That sounds really good. Good option, honestly. She also has all like last month's picks. So, another one I've been really interested in is Wild Duck Shore. I've been seeing so many people read this. I am really curious about that one that I just read though. That sounds really interesting. A Wild Duck Shore is actually set like kind of near Australia. It's like in a island that's between Australia and Antarctica or something like that. And we are following the only family who lives on that island, and they're like, the island is like a seed place. So they store different seeds so that if a plant goes extinct or something, or if they need the seeds for a different plant, they get it there. I'm not sure. And then one day a woman washes up on the shore or arrives on the island or something like that. I've heard incredible things about it. So I am kind of intrigued by that one as well. They're probably my top 2 picks. Broken Country was March 2025. So again, a long time ago, but that's totally fine. Also been hearing really good things about this one. It is a historical fiction. So if I wanted to get into historical fiction, I think it's based in the 70s. Like, so many book recommendations on here for every month. I feel like I'm very much torn between In Her Defense and A Wild Duck Shore. Heard really good things about A Wild Duck Shore, but I haven't heard anyone talk about In Her Defense. And I have been liking exploring some new authors, some new books that like I haven't heard that many people talk about. You know what? I think we're gonna go with In Her Defense. I am always really fascinated by court trials. It's like a thing of mine. I watch a lot of true crime, and I feel like what interests me the most of true crime is the court trials. Like, I love to watch live court trials. A little fun fact about me. Anyway, I think that wraps up our TBR for the month. So what an interesting TBR we have. I fear it's going to be a very heavy, mentally stimulating TBR, if you know what I mean. Just because, like, Recursion, that's what we're starting with. So Recursion by Blake Crouch, I believe his name is, the author's name. That is what we're starting with. I know that this is going to be a very heavy read, but I am so intrigued by this one. I know Jamie loves this. I've also been seeing so many people in my comments really want me to read this, so very intrigued by that one. We then lighten things up for a while with These Shattered Spires by Cassidy Ellis Slater, Starside by Alex Astor. I'm happy that I'm getting to a lot of arcs. That's definitely been a priority, so that's great. The Last Starborn Steer, and then of course course in her defense. Guys, look at me. That means we have 2 books outside my comfort zone this month. A sci-fi, like a full-on sci-fi, and a contemporary fiction. I'm very proud of myself. So that is our TBR for the month. Please let me know if you've read any of these books. What are some books you're looking forward to reading in the month of March? I feel like we have some really great releases in March as well. Thank you so much for watching today's video, especially if you've watched till the end. I love you so, so much, and your support truly means the world to me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.